Jamie here, keeping it coy. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a bit of a product review. I've bought myself a smart feeder, basically an auto feeder, but not for the main pond. When that's finished, I haven't decided on which one I'm going to get for the main pond yet, but this one is for my fry tank. So without further ado, we'll spin you around and show you what I've got, and I'll tell you why I've got it. So this is what I've got. I don't think this one is a branded name. I'll put a link in the description down below to what this feeder is. I've got it on the old Bay of E, and yeah, I bought this one because I was looking for something small so I could either use it on the fish tank or on the grow-on pond. Basically because obviously eventually I'm getting rid of the fish tank once all the fishies are out of it. That'll be the last time that the fish tank ever gets used for that. So, and as I've mentioned in previous videos as well, that I am getting or building a proper grow-on quarantine type tank, which again you'll see in some up and coming later videos. So I wanted this one so it could be universal. I can use it on the fish tank when I need it on the fish tank, and I can use it on the grow-on ponds when I need it on the grow-on ponds. Now it's not very big. I've already got it out of the box, but the container is a 200ml container for your food. The noise you might have heard in the background, that kind of noise, that was because I'd set it for 3 o'clock and it's now 3 o'clock, and that was going off. Now the reason why I like this, or the reason why I've chose this feeder, is because this feeder has 4 different feeding times, which for most aquarium feeders they only have 1 or 2. So I hunted high and low for one that had more than that, and this one's got 4 feeds that it can do throughout the day. Now you set your time like you would do on a clock, so as you can see it's now 1 minute past 3 that I'm recording this video. Once you've set your time, well, I'll tell you what, let's walk you through it. So you hold your finger on the set button for 3 seconds. That then allows you to change the time on the clock. Once you've done that, click through. It's now telling you set your time for feed number 1. Once you've set your time for feed number 1, it then tells you down here, look, you're on speed 1, speed 2 or speed 3, or none. So you don't have to have all 4 feeds. You can have a feed there in the morning and then a feed there in the evening, and you can make them 2 blank, but leave them, obviously set a time. So if you want 4 feeds throughout the day, all you've got to do is go back in and add the speed, the setting. Now the speed settings 1, 2 and 3 is basically how fast this rotates. Done a few tests on it. I'm sticking with speed 2. That's a good speed for the 2mm pellet that I've got in there. Good speed for that to leave, and gives about the right amount for what I want. Once you've done that, oh, that's timed out. So let's get back to that one. So that's now back on that box flashing. Then you do number 2. So that's at 6 o'clock. Speed 2 again. That one's the morning, 9 o'clock. And then 12 o'clock. So basically every 3 hours throughout the day, just giving them a bit of food. The reason I've bought this is because I am going away this weekend. Now the big fishies will be, I'm only going to be gone for 2 days, but the big fishies will be absolutely fine for 2 days without any food. Give them a big handful before I go and a big handful as soon as I get back, and they'll be alright for a couple of days. Obviously they'll be a bit hungry, but they'll survive and they'll be fine. The small fry, on the other hand, they're obviously still growing, and still growing very, very fast. They do need food every day, because I don't want to get any problems with them. So I got myself one of these. Now I demonstrate how it works. Obviously you've seen that's the set button and the settings to move between each section. That's your up and down arrows. You can turn the feeder off. Hold your finger on the power button for about 3 seconds and that turns it on and off. This little finger is your auto button. So just to show you without any food coming out, you press that. This is speed 2. That then spins round and that will drop your food into your tank or your pond or whatever you want. Now this feeder as well, just before I go any further and show you what comes out, that's already connected to my pond. So that just pushes in and clips into the bottom under there. It rotates as well, so you can, you know, put it at whatever angle you need it. But it also comes with a little Velcro pad. You can't unfortunately have both, so if I stick the Velcro to the bottom of there, I'd have to peel the Velcro back off to then put the clip on it. But it comes with little Velcro, well, sticky pad should I say, little sticky pad, and then obviously you can stick that to your wall, to your surface, to your copings, whatever you've got, whatever you're doing it with. But I'm using that for now because I can just pull that back off, and then if I need to use a sticky pad at any time, I've still got that option. But yeah, so I've had a good play around with it before coming on video. Obviously you can see in here there's plenty of food in there. I've just fed all the tanks using it, all 3 fish tank, pond, or fish tank and the 2 vats, just to see how big I need it. Now I'm going to be sticking this on the grow on pond, and I'm going to be moving all the fish out of the fish tank into that grow on pond while I'm on holiday. I know a few of them are a bit small, but they're not small enough to get eaten, so that's not to worry about. And click number 3, because of the amount of fish that's going to be in there now, there's already about 60 in there, and I've probably got about 10 left in the fish tank, so there's going to be 70 in that little pond. Obviously I'm going to make sure I clean all the filters before I go, but just to show you what comes out, that tiny little hole, it does go all the way back to that, but that would be a lot of food. And if I can close that back up, there we go. So 2 clicks is what I've found is a good amount. And then I'll push this over my hand, and you can see what comes out. Oh, lost a couple. Oh, lost some more. Oh dear. Oh dear, where'd they go? So, oh, maybe it was 3 clicks. It was a lot more than that came out last time. Oh, there's one of them. Don't know where the others went, but yeah. So that's what you get out of the 2-click setting on speed 2. Not a lot, so bear with me. I'm going to pause the video, put this back in, and click it one more time. There we go. So I'm going to do it on a plate this time. Hopefully I won't lose any this way. So we'll push the manual button again. And as you can see, it's slightly wider open. So this is click free. It's got like little ribs here. You just click each one down till it's either fully open or fully closed. And this is what would come out if I had it on click free at this speed. Obviously you're going to get a slightly different amount every time with a feeder like this. Now it's not a lot. Granted, if I was to hand feed these guys, which this isn't to replace me feeding them, this is just to tide them over while I'm on holiday. So I don't want to overfeed them and all the filters clog up and the bucket shower then starts overflowing everywhere and all that. So I just want, you know, for the 2 days I'm away, I just wanted something to chuck a bit of food in there, basically to keep them all alive and healthy while I'm away. So that's how much they're going to be getting each feed, and they're going to get that 4 times a day. So you imagine that times 4, that's probably half of what I would normally feed them. But as I say, I'm away and I don't want the water parameters to come out of place or anything like that. So again, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to get that back in the feeder and just show you what this bad boy can do if you really wanted to feed heavily. Right, so they're all back in again. As you can now see, I've got it on the widest setting. Bear in mind, this is still speed 2. This isn't the slowest speed, and it's not the fastest speed. So you could get more out of this if I slowed the speed down than what's going to come out. But if you was growing on fish and your water was really hot and you was, you know, at home to monitor your water levels, then this is what you could put in potentially per feed 4 times a day. Plus, obviously, when you're able to then go out and feed your fish, you know, if you're working or whatnot. But I wouldn't recommend having the door open that wide, because you would need a hell of a big old fry setup to feed that every time. I mean, that's half of what that's double, sorry, what I would put in one feed, even when I'm feeding by hand. With the 60 fish that I've got in there currently, that's about 1 feed for me. So it can do double that, but obviously it was about that much that came out with the setting that I found that I like. So it's a bit less than what I would normally feed by hand, but it will keep them ticking over. Alright, so it's a great bit of kit. As I say, I've put the link down in the description. Yes, it only does do 4 feeds a day, but the idea of why I've started it at 9 in the morning instead of early is because I will always go out there and obviously feed my fish first thing in the morning. And if I am working all day, they then have to wait until I get back. Could be early, but I could get home at around sort of 5:30, 6 o'clock, which means they haven't had any food from 7 in the morning, basically through till 5 in the evening, which is not ideal for fry. So this will just help me in between the feeds, keeping food basically trickling in when I'm at work, and obviously just keep them all ticking over and alive while I'm away for the weekend. So great bit of kit. Wasn't very expensive. Can't remember exactly how much it was, but it was around the sort of £22 mark exactly. But again, I'll put the details in the description down below for it. As I say, I didn't see many on the market that did 4 feeds, and this was one of them that did. It comes with a full set of English instructions, relatively easy to follow. I've followed easier instructions, but as you can see there, it's got picture diagrams of how to set everything up. It runs on batteries. I'll let you know in a later video how long they last. I've just got cheap Poundland batteries in there at the minute, so we'll see how long they last. But yeah, I mean, for 1 feed on 1 rotation, that's how much came out. And I mean, that is a fair whack of food. And compared to my own, that's way more than a handful. So yeah, let us know what you think of this, guys, and let me know if you do decide to get one for your fry setups. 2 ways to fill it up. You can either slide that open and pour your food in there. If it's stuck in place and in use, that might be the easiest way. Get a little funnel or something like that. But you can pop that off, so that comes off that quite easily, and then you've got a little bit there, and you can pop that. It's a bit stiffer, that one, but it does come off. Pop that open like that, and then obviously you can pop your food back in your container. Funnel's a good idea, just not off a plate. But yeah, so that needs topping up anyway, because I've already given some to the fish before I put it back on the pond. But yeah, great little bit of kit for what it cost. Batteries go in there. 2 double or AAA batteries, was it? Can't even remember. I just got some out of the drawer. It won't open, there we go. Got some out of the drawer. Double A's. I'll push the button, it's rotating. Oops. Oh well, no food in it this time. No food on it this time. Huh. There we go. Bonk. So yeah, that's it. As I say, it can clip on the side of the tank with that, but that's set up by the pond at the minute. Or you can stick it to a hard surface so it's upright. I haven't played about with it if being at different angles would do different things, because with all the settings you've got on here and the slidey door function and capability, you don't really need it. So that's that. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you could share it to people as well, it'd be muchly appreciated. thank you all for subscribing already, and we'll catch you all on the next one. But because it was such a good bit of kit, I've bought another one. Really liked it, but the reason for this video is I just wanted to give you a small update on this. They work absolutely brilliant, which is why I now have two. So one thing I didn't get to show you on the last video is the clamp here. Just pops into the bottom of the auto feeder, and then you can tighten it up to the fish tank, the grow on tank, you know, whatever you're using. But again, obviously this comes off, and then you've got a Velcro pad that you can stick it to the, well, it's a sticky pad, it says Velcro pad, but it's a sticky pad. Just if you're using the sticky pad like that on top of a tank or something, obviously you can't then use that, you'd have to peel it off, and then obviously the stickiness would all be ruined. But what I wanted to show you guys, on here you can see I've got one there set to number 1, one set to number 2, another one to number 2, and currently not got that third one on for some strange reason. So we'll skip past all that. That's the first one, that's the second one, third one, fourth one, and there we go. So again, that's a quick recap of how you can set it up. Again, full details in the link I shared a moment ago. As you can see, I've got this one set to number 3, the rest set to number 1. I've set that to number 3 just to show you. When I was testing this and pressing the button, and the bitty bob, as you can see, it's now trying to walk across the kitchen table, or kitchen work surface. I thought, and I was wrong, I thought that the number 1, 2 and 3 was different speeds, so it turns slower, let more food out. That is not the case. The reason for numbers 1, 2 and 3 is that is how many times it spins. Now I've set that one there to 3 spins, just to show you, because I'd set them all up to number 2 because I thought that was a good speed. And when it finally went off, I was sat next to it waiting for it to go off and watching it, and it span twice. So I checked again and set one to number 3, and yet it span 3 times. So it wasn't the speed, it was the amount of times it spins. So I'm going to pause the video here and snap back to you in a second when this clock is just about to strike 10:30, because that's what I've set it to, and then we'll have a look. So there's less than a minute left on the clock, so that's going to start spinning any second. Just to show you again, that's the sticky pad that you can take the clip off and then stick that to the top of a vat, tank, whatever. It's got a fair overhang. Your pellets come out here, so you can slide that open as much as you like. Pellets come out there. And obviously if your tank, for instance, was where that box is, then they're all going to fall straight into the tank. But yeah, that's going to, there's no food in it. I don't know why I'm moving the box out of the way. But yeah, as soon as that hits 10:30, it will spin, and hopefully 3 times. I would do a countdown, but there's no second clock. Here we go, dead on the dot. Look, it spins the second the clock strikes. So there's one feed. Two feeds. And 3 feeds. So yeah, so it's not a speed, it's how many times it spins. So yeah, I've left it at 2, but I've adjusted the gap, made it just ever so slightly narrower, so they get slightly less each time. But I actually like it like that, because obviously you all know what koi fry are like. They're all, the big ones jump up and nick the first bit of food that goes in. Well, by spinning it like that, they jump up, nick the food, swim off, and then another little bit comes out for the next size down fry. So I might even make it even slightly smaller and change it to 3 spins. And that way, more fish will be able to get an equal share of food, rather than the big guys just coming straight up and swallowing all the mini pellets. So yeah, that's an update on that. They are really good for what they are. I think when I rebought this, I checked the price. It was £14.25, I think. But again, link for the previous video and where I bought it from will be in the description down below.